What's up, everybody? We're back at it again, showing you the flight patterns of these 4 discs at different elevation. Last week I was in Denver, Colorado, where it was greater than 5,000 feet. And right now we're in Kansas City and it's about 2,000 feet, maybe a little less. So we're gonna throw these out, starting with the Buzz. See how this flies out there. We got the good old heat. By the way, I didn't warm up really, so we'll get these 3 throws with each. Onyx. Coming with the nuke, baby. All right, round 2, throwing the discs. Here we go. I'll let you know, I have a headwind right now, which is causing my disc to kind of pull up, and also how I'm throwing it. But we're going to last round backhand, and we're gonna go to forehand. Buzz. All right, there you have it. All 4 of these discs I've thrown backhand in Denver and in Kansas City. And what I can compare is I need to work a little bit more on my technique and form. Here in Kansas City, I was making them a little bit more nose up than I was in Denver. But I did see that the flight pattern wasn't cutting so hard. It wasn't getting super beefy. Where when I would throw this nuke, I would throw it towards the right-hand side and it would hyzer out super hard and probably go 150 feet towards the left side of when I was releasing it, where here I'm throwing it and it's going about, 75 to 100 feet and just hyzering out, and I can keep it low. But if I throw it nose up, it's going harder. I ended up pushing my Onyx a lot further, which was 10 times better, and it felt a lot better. So now we're gonna give our shots with the forehand. Now we're gonna do the 4 disc challenge with the forehand. I don't know why it's not a challenge, it's an improvement. But I actually set out on Instagram to get a little bit of help because I can't throw forehands. First time you saw me throwing this was my first time practicing forehands. So try exactly what people were saying on Instagram. So right here we have Devin Gavin 7. It says crouch down like in a half squat, 2-step, flip your hips, follow through with your arm and flick your wrist. Okay, first and foremost, Devin, I'm gonna let you know, it sounds like we're 2-stepping right now. It sounds like we're at a country bar and we're about to dance, but I'm gonna give her a shot, all right? So here we go. This whole round, 2-step, crouch low, going with the Buzz. Still headwind, probably not what we need. Crouch down. Going with the heat and the headwind, forehand style. Onyx, definitely not. I don't know if you can see this headwind, but it's pretty tough. Nuke. All right, so round 2, forehand advice from the Instagram. Here we go. This is from Old Grizzly. He says, tilt your wrist so your disc is downhill away from you. It's tricky and the release is weird, but you'll get used to it. Plus that flick of the wrist is where your power is coming from. So he's saying, turn this downhill when I'm flicking. We're gonna give it a shot, all right? Let's try it out. Good old Buzz, downhill. Keeping the same form as the earlier one. All right, here we are, round 3, forehand advice from Instagram. I am gonna perfect it now, because on my post, I have Jessica Weiss, who's a top 25 FPO player, has a hell of a forehand. So I had a little conversation back and forth. I don't know why that came out weird, but it just did, conversation. She says, try to follow through with your pinky finishing up to the sky, pointer finger towards the ground, and flick the wrist. So we're kind of getting some of this. And I told her I don't know if I have flexibility in my fingers, because this looks like I'm Lord Voldemort holding a wand saying, you know what I mean? But she says, it's more about hand positioning. Getting that disc to come out hyzer angle will get you to throw flatter. Instead of throwing a cut roller, watch some of my videos, I mean sidearm, just saying. That's hilarious because as you saw in the 2 previous ones, I was making cut rollers, forehand rollers. So let's give her advice a little bit of shot, and we'll go with the Lord Voldemort hand hold. Here we go. We got the buzz saying here, point up, point down, coming down, keep it low, slide it. All right, there you have it. There's the comparison from Denver to Kansas City. And the notes that I have with the backhand is everything is a little bit a notch above the stability. So if you have overstable disc like the Nuke, it's gonna be super overstable. If you have a stable disc like the Athena, it's just gonna be overstable. And if you have an understable disc like the Heat, it's actually just gonna stay stable. And the buzz still flies neutral, still flies pretty good, just a little bit hard finish at the end. Now we're going with the forehands. Again, I took advice from people off the internet. These guys are disc golfers. They obviously have a way better forehand than I am because they can explain it to me. Like Jessica Weiss having the ability to tell me to take my fingers, my pointer finger, and point it down while keeping my pinky up to where it looks as if I were, you know, Lord Voldemort. Like I said, you know, you have the Lord Voldemort, you know, I'm putting out little spells on Harry Potter, but you have this, as you saw in my last round when I implied this technique amongst the others of Old Grizzly and Gavin. I threw that, followed their technique, and I actually got further distance with only one roller being the Heat because it's understable. I don't know if you're supposed to be throwing understable discs as forehands, maybe a forehand roller, but I pushed the distance a lot further than here in Kansas City than I did in Denver with that ability and that knowledge. At least this time I didn't throw my buzz 112 feet. Check out next week. I'm gonna break down some more discs and try some cool little patterns, as well as I'm gonna go compete against one-on-one versus a local Kansas City guy and record it all for you guys. Check them out. Stay tuned.